Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all over the world, my name is Brandon. I'm with the Rags to Riches community. In fact, I am the CEO, the CFO, the COO, Supreme Ayatollah. How are we feeling today, ladies and gentlemen? How's chat feeling? Check and see who's in here right now. Terrafin, doing what Terrafin does best, getting in here first. Numero uno, +1 in chat for Terrafin, as always. Brizology in the house. Erwin, Floria, how we doing? Shoot, guys. People are freaking out right now. Have you guys seen Twitter? Have you seen crypto Twitter at large? It's kind of wild in there. JB, sup, Ginge? How's the tree? Hi from the UK. Planted a tree this weekend, folks. We planted a tree, Hex Arbor Day. Little Japanese coral maple. The best time to plant a tree, in my opinion, is actually during the rain, which is what I did. We got it done. We snapped a photo. It's online for proof. Hashtag Hex Arbor Day. Godfather J6. What's up, fam? JPon PLSX. Good morning, all. Good morning. Good morning. Dougie Peach. What's up, Dougie? Tyrannosaurus, rather. Hex. Hello, everyone from Seattle. Ladies and gentlemen, this is kind of weird right now, right? All these people freaking out, and some of you guys, even some of you guys here in chat right now, you're freaking out. I know you are. You can't lie to me. I know how this goes. It's okay, though. It's okay. This is actually one of the best possible things that could have happened. And in fact, if you've been following this show, I don't mean to say this in a braggadocious way. We talked about this trigger. We talked about this event. We talked about Bitcoin falling off a cliff, causing the entire crypto market at large to crash and freak out. And we knew at that point that we were coming closer, barreling closer towards our goal of not only launching Pulsechain, but also moving out of a bear market. We're in the latter stages. We're certainly past halfway, my point of view here. Let's check and see what else chat has to say. Speak your mind, M. How are you, sir? You know what? How am I? I'm good. I can't complain. Started my workout regimen today. Started my weight loss regimen. I've been working out for a while. We were trying to pack on some pounds. Now we're going to try to take that stuff off. So working on that. Thank you very much, Mr. Rafferty, if you're in chat. Friends, how are we? Speak your mind. Jim Rat Crypto. The only thing I'm burning is the dead bodies Richard left behind. And sure enough, Richard did leave behind a ditch full of dead bodies. I think that's a fair assumption to make. Monica Mofit Meals, good afternoon, fam bam. I'm here to learn, and learn is what she does best. It's that time again where we have to listen to Rag's data point slideshow. Isn't that, dude, data is just so overrated. Screw data, man. Why can't we just make things up on the fly? Just have them serve as facts. Why not, right? Growing out my hair for you guys, actually. Yeah, it just reminded me. We're going to grow this hair out. We're going to grow this beard out. We're going to make this thing work. I think I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow, maybe. Just a little bit on the size. Just to shape it up a little bit, let it grow in, right? Bob says, you got this. And I think that's some type of emoji of some sorts. JR, LFG, Hexy Cat in the house. Fire emojis times 6. Larry Parmley, finally here from the beginning. Larry, nice to have you here. Crazy, crazy stuff going on in crypto, guys. All right, let's just dive right into it. First and foremost, I'd like to go ahead and take a look at Hex. All right, so, you know, when you're on Twitter, you're kind of focused. You're kind of focused on everything everybody else is saying, right? But sometimes focusing on everything everybody else is saying, you don't really get the full picture. That's why I always encourage people to download tradingview.com. Actually just go there and create an account. That's all you need. It's web-based. And start, learning a little bit about supports and resistances. I am on camera many times saying that it's almost impossible to predict the market with any degree of certainty in the short term. Almost impossible. It's actually, long term, it's much easier in my opinion. So let's take a look at Hex here. The first thing that I want to that I want to point out. We got a lot of crazy stuff going on. If we do zoom out a little bit, we notice that we do have this broader trend towards the downside that started back in September of 21, right? That was our all-time high. We've kind of been trending downward in this channel. Now, this is not necessarily a bad thing. This is a good market structure, all right? We went hard for a long time, and the market has to cool off. And this is kind of what it looks like when the market has to cool off. So let's kind of get down here and let's check out what's happening. Once Pulsechain was kind of unofficially announced that it could be mid-May, we've started to see a little bit of a pump. We started to see a little bit of FOMO. People starting to get those hex bags. They want to get those copies. Today, we saw it kind of fall off a cliff a little bit, 13% down from where it was. So we were at about 15 cents at the beginning of the day. We did wick down all the way down to just under 14, and now we're back up. We're about at 14.9. So overall, I'm not really concerned. Okay, I'm not really concerned about what's happening here, and there's a variety of reasons. First and foremost, Pulsechain launch, it's going to happen pretty soon. We have some confluence between 2 or 3 different trends, all right? And I think that kind of holds as a nice little support for us here. So I'd like to continue to see us, chop back and forth, but overall uptrend. And as soon as we do get confirmation on that Pulsechain, on the Ethereum fork that turns into Pulsechain, I do think that we could see a pretty substantial pump. Now, also, the other thing that I want to point out is we do have some pretty strong market forces here. Market forces happening. Right, we've got massive amounts of inflation. We have supreme economic uncertainty, etc., etc. I will say this: if you are not all in Hex, or you're not all in this ecosystem, I will say that right now is actually the best time to begin accumulating dollar cost averaging. All right, and I don't just want to say that. I'm going to do my best here to try to back things up. I kind of want to take you guys down a little journey and see what's going on. But first, let's take a look at, I want to also take a look at BLX, okay? So that's going to be Bitcoin, the total view for Bitcoin here. And let's see, let's pull that up. All right, so this is pretty interesting here. On this chart, I've had this chart marked for a while. This shows the halvening events. Now, this is an estimation of the halvening event because it's like, every 240,000 blocks. The thing that I want to show you here is we do have some precedent for more downside. I will say that. There is a trend line that has been established all the way back to 2010, 2011 with Bitcoin. And we've been holding this trend line as support since March of 2013. I think that if we were to go down further, there's 2 reasons why I think that we could have a floor probably around like 20 to 25,000. And there's 2 reasons. The first and foremost, we've got that area of support that was set back in December of 2017. Now, this is a monthly view. This is a macro view. So a lot of times, these longer time frame support lines, they're very strong, right? They're very difficult to punch through and turn into resistance. So I think that we could see something like this happening. And what I did, I actually took a fractal from 2014 and I applied it on our current situation to maybe give us an idea of what things could look like. The biggest thing that I want to impress upon everybody is the time scales that we're looking at right now. It's May 1st right now, 2022. If you look back at each individual market cycle and you look at how long it took for an all-time high to occur with the correction and then revisiting that all-time high. So let's go back to 2013, 2015 time frame. It's about 1,247 days. All right. If we go back here to January of 18 to revisit that all-time high was about 1,100 days. All right. Very interesting here. And if we apply the same logic and we go about 1,000 days, because it does seem to be shrinking, that puts us potentially back at revisiting these all-time highs for Bitcoin, maybe around August 4th or August 1st, rather, of 2024, right? So when you hear me on stream in the morning saying, listen, guys, this prolonged sideways action or this bear market, this could be happening for a while. And I want to point out that this is just some logic. These are some things to look at. I would be very, very surprised to see Bitcoin revisiting all-time highs. Honestly, before this year, it would surprise the heck out of me, actually. So we've got all of 2022 going into 2023 and then 2024. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean for what we have going on here? The biggest thing that I want to point out, and here is that fractal that I was talking about. I know you guys are probably like, we can't see anything. So I took the fractal from 2013, and I applied it to what we have going on now. And you can see this line of support that has been established all the way since about 2011. You see Bitcoin playing with this. These time frames are pretty long. Here's the green line. It's the halvening events. But overall, I just want to point out that, these are the types of time horizons that we're dealing with to move a market that's worth trillions of dollars now. It's a little bit different. You have a diminishing return each cycle, and that's important to know too. So maybe by the 1st of July, 2024, we kind of see what's happening there. All right, let's move on a little bit here too. I want to talk about some of the reasons, generally speaking, why we're running into this, guys. It's like I said, it's the macroeconomic environment, right? You can't beat people upside the head with rate hikes, but so many times. It's very interesting to see the Biden administration give so much credit to the American consumer, right? They say, oh, everything's going to be okay because the American consumer is very financially stable right now. Raise your hand if you think that's the biggest lie you've ever heard in your life, right? It's the biggest lie. Everybody that you know lives off credit. Everybody that you know pretty much lives beyond their means. The Biden administration right now, in my opinion, is grasping at straws to find some type of narrative to hang their hat on to convince the public that everything's going to be okay. And everything is not okay right now, right? We have a lot of issues. We've got supply chain issues, and we have inflated our currency and debased our currency in more so than ever in history in such a short amount of time. Absolute insanity, right? Let's check chat here, and let's check and see what we have going on. I'm going to kind of scroll down here. Rags, are you a UST Terra at all in Permable? We'll talk about UST in a minute, actually. Very interesting. You should bring that up. Truth Bomb time. Hexkin Chief, New Zealand. Terra bag holders on Twitter, I guess. People need to get out of the state of fear and go meditate. Doing fantastic, like the stream. Do you guys get it now? Do you guys understand? It's taking a bear market for some of you guys in chat to understand how awesome the Hex product is. It's taking you to understand that you're staked and you're getting paid. The whole market's tanking. Hex went down, how much? 80%? 85%? From all-time high, corrected, and you got paid that whole time if you were staked. Compare that to most all other products out there. You're not getting yield. You're just taking the L, and you're not accumulating. Hex allows you to accumulate simply because you decided to commit and participate. It's something between you and the smart contract. It's a beautiful thing. So not only do you get the opportunity to get additional Hex during a bear market and earn yield, you can even, you've been able to dollar cost average in this as well. It's a multiplier. It's beautiful. None of your business. Still a bunch of crybabies in crypto, cries in crypto. They simply haven't heard about Hex. I agree. Brizology says, no, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. That's Briz for you. Briz says, I'm freaking out. I highly doubt it. Hexcat says, loud noises. I got flames in the background. You guys like those flames? I bet you like those flames. But here we go. DJ Crypto Matt at Hex at 15-1, but Maxi at 23-1. Interesting. We have a little premium there. Very interesting. For those who survived the crypto winter of 2018, this is nothing. Monica Mofit, Meals, Maxi. All right, 6 cents is right there. Be careful. So the question becomes, like, how is this going to translate into what we're trying to accomplish here? How is this going to translate? Is it good that we're going to be in the middle of a crypto desert at nighttime with nothing around from horizon to horizon? And Pulsechain's going to launch. It's going to be a giant 100-foot bonfire in the middle of the salt flats in a desert. And everybody for miles and miles and miles around are going to be able to see this happening. Is that a good thing? You guys think that's a good thing? I think it is the absolute best possible scenario for our project to launch. And the reason is it's going to be very, very, very visible. And people are going to ask lots and lots of questions. And this is, I made mention of this before. There's going to be all these crypto influencers, and you're looking at them right now. A lot of you guys are subscribed to them on Twitter. You know, you follow them on Twitter, you follow them on YouTube. They're searching for something to latch onto, right? You know, every single time these market dips occur, these influencers, they lose a lot of respect and they lose a lot of clout, and they have to backtrack, and it just sounds horrible. They're looking for something to save their butt. If you're an influencer, you come across this video, and you might come across this video. If you want to bail yourself out, bail your reputation out, and potentially actually help your people, you might want to put them into our ecosystem. You might want to lead them on to go ahead and look at Pulsechain, because Pulsechain's going to launch, and it's going to do things in a bear market that nobody thought possible. And I guarantee you, Richard Hart is going to take the opportunity to use that as a marketing tool, right? He's going to say, look at the market. It's trashed. It's destroyed. Look at Pulsechain, one of my creations. It's ripping. Look at PulseX, one of my creations. It's ripping. Look at Hex. Have you ever thought about this, guys? Have you ever thought about that during a bull market, when the whole crypto market cap's down, it's in the doldrums, it's destroyed. You know, we might be like trillion, you know, we might lose $1 trillion of value. Pulsechain comes along, and suddenly you go to nomics.com, or you go to one of these places that aren't state-sponsored garbage, coin market cap, whatever the case may be. Isn't it be cool to see Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex in the top 10? You think that's possible? That's possible, folks. That's going to be really possible, right? You want to talk about putting somebody's name on the map, putting respect on my name? You know what? That's going to be a really, really big thing. Now, we understand that the way that these cryptocurrencies are set up, they're set up in such a way that they're going to take advantage of the marketing that you get when you're a top 10 or a top 20 coin. Richard understands this very well, and he's going to play on that. It would not surprise me to see Pulsechain top 20 within the first 30 to 60 days. And then certainly we have 3 projects, Hex, Pulsechain, and PulseX, top 10. And I would venture to say that can actually happen this year, or certainly early next year. All right. Been talking a lot right here. Motley Investor says it's a mindset, and Hex gives you the best peace of mind in crypto. Isn't it neat when you have peace of mind? You actually have the ability to make better decisions, right? When your emotions aren't weighing you down, it's not weighing your psyche down. You can make better decisions with your money, better decisions with your finances. And that's the beautiful thing about this. That's what I love about this. You're getting paid. Your dollar cost averaging automatically. Skoda Lascota, nice stream. This stuff is great for newbies. If this is your first time in my stream, I'm very, very sorry, first and foremost. We do not like, we do not comment, and we do not subscribe. Now, we have a very large contingent, or I might say gaggle, of people in the comments that like to disobey on a daily basis. We'll give them a pass. We'll give them a pass because ultimately they help to get you here. We do not charge for anything. This is free information, always free information. All right. Very, very important. And I will say this. If you are new to this ecosystem, if you are new to what I talk about, we have the best and the brightest in all of cryptocurrency in this ecosystem, bar none. We've got people in this ecosystem that make me look like a Boy Scout. Now, I know that doesn't take much, but the cool thing is, if I am your onboarding tool to this ecosystem, welcome. Walk in these doors and just marvel at all the intelligence that we have and all the smart people that we have. You're going to learn so much about cryptocurrency. And you're also going to learn that cryptocurrency isn't only about making money. Cryptocurrency is not only about making money. Everybody goes through this process. You get into crypto, you think you want to be a millionaire, this and that. You realize that it's not really, it's winning the lottery in slow motion, just like Crypto Heartbeat says. And then you realize that there's other things at play in this world that really cause cryptocurrency to shine. Right? Cryptocurrency pushes back against many of the wrongdoings that our government perpetrates against us. No matter where you are, no matter if you're in Europe, no matter you're in Asia, you're Africa, you're United States, South America, wherever. So it's very, very important to understand that there's a learning process, and I welcome you to this community. I don't really, now when I say community, not the rags riches community, we don't want you here, but I'm talking about the Richard Hart community at large, the Pulsechain community, the PulseX community, and then all the derivatives thereof. Welcome, 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 welcome. You don't get wrecked. Briz does look like his BTC. What the hell? D Money? Johnny, Bing Bang. Hey, DJ, just chilling out the pool, listening to the stream. Outstanding. Cot G says, I always knew Rags was a soulless demon. You hit the nail on the head there, Cot G. And I've always called you Cot G, and I refuse to call you anything else, by the way. We need to get a group together that can debate other crypto communities. What do y'all think? Debate. I think a lot of debate happened in the beginning. At this point, it feels like we have the luxury to give people the information and give people the chart and be able to walk away and not be needy. And I think that's actually more powerful than debate from us. I actually do believe that, because the results are going to speak for themselves over and over and over again. Pulsechain is going to put us on a map. It's going to put us on the world stage in a way that I'm not sure that you guys can really comprehend or grasp. Some of you, of course, do, but some of you are skeptical, and that's okay. Just stick to your plan. Be a part of this freaking journey, man. Welcome to the Peanut Gallery. Buffo on the beat in the house. All right. So here we go. Very, very interesting too. We're going to talk about UST here. Now, the interesting thing about UST, let me go ahead and stop sharing that, and we'll go ahead and share that. Interesting thing about UST is Terra Luna's stable, right? And if you notice, this is a monthly chart. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. We have 9 months of UST price action. And at the bottom of the day, UST lost its peg and dropped 8.83%. Now, Do Kwon, who is, I guess, he's the main guy with Terra Luna, he said the LFG Council, which is basically the council that the Luna Foundation Guard is what they call themselves. The Luna Foundation Council just voted to deploy $1.5 billion in capital to allay market concerns around UST. Some more context on why and how. So that was 16 hours ago, right? 16 hours ago, he said that. But then it just comes out today that actually Terra Luna is protecting price. They're going to be selling. They got to sell that 1.5 bill. It's a big problem, man. A lot of people are freaking out. Duquan says we're deploying more capital. Steady, lads. He's having to say this on Twitter. People are freaking. You know, one thing that we got to consider here is that, you know, I guess Terra Luna bought an enormous amount of Bitcoin to help stabilize their peg, their UST peg, right? I'll be the first person to say that I actually made a lot of money off Terra Luna in the beginning, because I'm a big proponent on getting into stuff like very, 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 very early. I have not played with Terra Luna for probably about a year, but their peg right now, their peg is really, really hurting, really, really, really hurting, right? And it's actually causing Terra Luna to dump Bitcoin on the market to try to shore things up. So I think that overall the markets are freaking out. I think that this is a really, really good opportunity for us. A really, really good opportunity. One of the reasons that I think it's a good opportunity, and I will remove that. One of the reasons I think it's a great opportunity is because, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look and see what the markets are doing. The people who actually have the ability to move markets. Let's see what they're doing with their money right now. Very interesting to see. All right, so the first thing we want to point out, at the beginning of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, we saw a massive move. All right, and these are Bitcoin wallet sizes greater than 1,000 BTC. We saw a massive hike. I think this was like the biggest hike in all of Bitcoin's history in terms of wallets that own 1,000 BTC or more. BTC. So I think that pumped. I think that had a lot to do with Russia. It had a lot to do with the oligarchs in Russia trying to hide money from sanctions, and also, you know, Russia. They've been very forward about pegging the ruble to a dollar. I'm sorry, to gold, and also increasing their reserves of Bitcoin as well. So I think that that's kind of what we're seeing here. The interesting thing here is you go back to 2021, you had that huge market pump, and then you had the dump. You saw the amount of Bitcoin wallet sizes greater than 1,000 BTC absolutely fall off a cliff. So what do we see here? We saw that huge pump, and it's creating a new floor, and we don't see a massive decrease in these wallet sizes. I found that to be very, very interesting. All right. I find it to be very interesting for a variety of reasons. One thing that we also need to look at is the wallets that have been around for quite a while. It's kind of interesting to see what these wallets are doing. And I want to point this out. Earlier today, I led on that we would kind of prove to you that the people that have the ability to actually move the market, these people are actually buying up crypto. Very, very interesting here. All right. I want to point this out. I'm going to go over this in such a way that's you guys can understand. I'm going to maximize this here for you too. All right. So if we look at this chart, at first glance, it can be a bit confusing, but it's actually very simple. The white line that you see here, this is actually Bitcoin price, right? There's a drop down here. Here's the Bitcoin price. If you notice here, you've got the green. Now I'm going to take this away because I can overlay multiple options. So, and let me reset zoom. This right here indicates people who have held Bitcoin for 4 to 5 years. So these are long-term holders. Now the question becomes, how do long-term holders accumulate? What are they doing during times of fear and greed? Well, we can see right here exactly what's happening. The long-term holders, the first little, I guess, pump you can call it, you saw it back here in 2016. Now this was after the 2014 top. At the bottom of this market, you saw a massive amount of accumulation, right? Now, you know, the market was in its infancy back then, so this doesn't look like a very big accumulation, but it actually was. And what you see after that, you see accumulation, and then you see them stop accumulating. And then what do you see? You see more accumulation coming, but then we have the 2018, 2017 top, and we see a massive correction. At the bottom of that market, at the very bottom, notice they're not buying massive amounts on the top. They bought the bottom, huge amounts. Right at the bottom, right before we had that trigger, we fell off the cliff, and that triggered the next bull run, right? So that's what they were doing, all right? So they are accumulating all the way, and as the market goes up even more, they stop accumulating, right? Because we have price increases. So what happens here? They're not buying. But then we get two distribution tops this cycle. Bitcoin goes up to 60,000, two distribution tops. Do you guys see what just happened? Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing right now? Look at the massive, absolute massive amount of buying that's going on with wallets that have held Bitcoin for 4 to 5 years. This is substantial. This is all, based on history, this is absolutely off the charts. People are buying Bitcoin in a big way right now. The people that matter, the people that can actually move these charts. Let's go to like 1 to 2 years. Let's overlay 1 to 2 years. Look at this. Very, very similar. Now, this is much more pronounced because there's a whole lot more people that were buying Bitcoin that had wallets that had only been around for 1 or 2 years. Same type of thing. At the bottom of these markets, they're accumulating. They're not touching the top. At the bottom of these markets, they're accumulating. 2016. They're not touching the top while it's running. It's inversely proportional, in fact. Then what happens? Same type of stuff. They're buying the bottoms of the markets. They're not buying the tops. And then boom, here we go again. They're buying the bottom. The people who can move these markets, they seem to think that we're at the bottom or we're getting close to the bottom. I find that very interesting. And many people, they're just not talking about that. Huge in my opinion. So let's take a look at chat here. Let's see what people are saying. 8 months of yield and a double coming, not good. I guess I'm missing some context there. Those sunglasses are sick, man. Yeah, these vipes bite. They bite. That's for damn sure. The best possible thing to launch the dippity of the dip in a bear market. Turn it up, baby. Turn it up. Davis says, I'm skeptical because everything is rigged, but I'm hoping we don't get screwed. If this market, if this chart doesn't kind of show you what the real underpinnings of financial movement, financial energy are, then I'm not sure what does. This is huge. Everybody who matters is buying. 4-year wallets, 5+ year wallets. Everybody's buying right now. Now, all the retail traders, all the people who opened up wallets, and I can actually show you this data. You take the 4-year wallets out. You take the 1 to 2 year wallets out. Let's go to the 1 week to 1 month. Yeah, they're falling off the face of the map. They're not buying. They don't want to buy. Why would they want to buy? Because they're dum-dums. They're trying to get in and get out and make a quick buck. Speculators. Same thing. Let's overlay the 1 to 3 month people. They're not buying. They're getting wrecked. 3 to 6 month people. They're getting wrecked. 6 month to 1 year people. They're getting wrecked. All right. And then it seems like people who have held for 1 to 2 years, that's where the IQ goes up a little bit. Because these guys started buying. Not only did they start buying, they've been buying for a while now. All right. They've been buying since about December, that second top. December, March timeframe. So I'm going to go ahead and do one more thing here. I want to show you guys this. We're going to go to the 4 to 5 year folks. Actually, we'll go to 3 to 4. Trying to see which one worked better here. Yeah, we'll go to 1 to 2. All right. 1 to 2 years. Now, this is Bitcoin. Let's go to Ethereum. Are people buying Ethereum right now? Absolutely. People accumulated Ethereum like freaking crazy in January 2020. Rightly so. Right? And then during these tops, they stopped buying and they were just taking profits. Well, look what's happening now. Ethereum's on the upturn. Right? Let's go to ADA. Let me guess. Same thing happening. Same damn thing's happening, folks. Same thing's happening. People are accumulating ADA right now. Cardano, right? Chainlink. What's happening? They're trying to find the bottom. They're accumulating. And now it's on the uptick again. Every single coin, every single altcoin that matters, it's on fire sale right now. This is how you get rich. This is how you get rich in Hex. You get rich in everything else. This is on-chain data. Now, I thought this was funny. Let's take a look at Doge. Nobody gives a damn about Doge. The accumulation period in Doge, true, was like January of 16, 15. I picked up some Doge in 19, I believe. And I did very, very well with Doge back then. I sure wish I had a bag from 16. So, but nobody's buying Doge. I thought that was funny. All right, we'll remove this out. James Larson says, Rags, I have a man crush on you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I had to do that. Hopefully you don't have a... No, never mind. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to keep this Papa Golf. We're going to keep this Papa Golf today. All right, BitBoy laugh out loud. He's a joke. His channel gets a lot of people wrecked. Yeah, Bitcoin, I think he's turned a corner, it seems. But I was upset to see him today brag. You know, and actually, I think it was 2 days ago on video with his producer saying, well, I'm just saying, we called the Bitcoin top and you know, this and that. And you know, it was our channel that went against the grain. And I hate the braggadocious stuff, man. You just lose so much credibility when you're wrong. Why can't you just be straight and honest with your people and just give people the data? Just give people the data. Stay away from short-term price predictions as much as you can. It just doesn't make sense, man. 8 months of yield, double coming, not good. Dream of the days of $1 Hex. That will happen quicker than you think. I am feeling that for sure. I think Richard has enough money to crash the market, make people panic sell, shake them into something great. Our market will not be correlated to any of these tokens. The future is DeFi. I don't think he has quite that much money. He probably has a lot, but I don't think he could move the market like that. I mean, he'd have to be like the richest man on Daggone Earth to do something like that. I just retweeted a chart breaking down El Salvador's ROI on their Bitcoin purchases. It's not looking good at all. Go check it out. They're down on all buys. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, crypto is better than most crypto. Most crypto is better than any currency out there right now. Really. All currency. Even the Bitcoin folks, man. Even the Bitcoin folks who are accumulating like crazy right now. This isn't going to last forever. They are wrecked. They are absolutely wrecked in the short term. But it's not going to last forever, and they're going to be up. And the way that the market's going to look, they're going to look at these people and say, look at them. They did so well, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The problem is they just have old technology. Bitcoin's old tech. But it's better than most of the alternatives out there. It would be wrong of me to say otherwise. So what's next? If you guys just somebody says the music is a little bit too loud, so I'll bring that down a little bit. So what's next in the market? I think that the neat thing is we launch in the bear, and then once we launch in the bear, if we are halfway through or 75% way through the bear right now, and Bitcoin goes on a run and breaks all-time high here in about 1,000 days or so, like we talked about. In fact, I'll go ahead and I'll share that so you guys can see what I'm talking about, because some of you guys might have just got in here. So we'll share that. So here's kind of the idea, right? I took a fractal from back in 2014 and I applied it with a logarithmic scale to Bitcoin's chart right now. If we look and we measure the moves from all-time high to correction to all-time high, it lasts about 1,000 days, 1,000 to 1,200 days. So if we can extrapolate out, let's just say that this ship's really, really big and it's going to take us 1,000 days to turn things around, economic energy wise. 1,000 days puts us probably Q2, Q3 of 2024. In the meantime, we could certainly chop sideways. We could find a bottom maybe in Q4 of this year. We might find a bottom sooner, right? But I think that our bottom is going to happen this year, and I think it's going to be a slow grind to the top. I don't think we're going to break all-time highs for Bitcoin for a while, but the point is we're launching so close to the bottom that it's just going to be up for us. It's going to be up for us with Pulsechain, with PulseX, with everything. It's looking really good in my opinion for us. So I think that that's what's next. Market sentiment is going to be really, really down. People are going to be looking for things to latch on to, and yeah, I think that's what we're looking at. So let's check. Very interesting stuff. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just thinking crazy thoughts. He likes to be right. 11K Bitcoin goes down 11K. It goes down daggone 11K. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. The point is, if Bitcoin's at 11K and Pulsechain launches, are you freaking kidding me right now? You know what that's going to look like, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be crazy. I'm not going to bother hitting the like button. No value here. Thank you so much, Crypto Cashew. You know how much I appreciate that. Buying from the bottom now here. Buying from the bottom now. My whole team is effing here. B_bullish. Now, this is the Shizzle. What website? Yeah, if you guys want to get that, it's into the cryptoverse.com. Really, really good charts there. And also you can go to lookintobitcoin.com. Tons of really, really good free content there. So, Rax, can you ask your six head a question for me? Sure. What's Richard? Only Richard Hart can call the top. Interesting. El Salvador must watch BitBoy. Potentially. There's a lot of consultants. I've noticed how many people they turn into consultants, right? Everybody's like, come talk to me. I know what I'm talking about. I have the best indicator ever. Best indicator ever. Hey, I got my Hex stolen. So my number one ERC is Shiba. By far, any game theory for a big bag of P-Shib? Well, I mean, you can get the copies of SHIB. I don't know how many wallets currently own SHIB that are involved in this ecosystem. My recommendation would actually be to switch a large portion over to Hex, and just maybe use a small portion, maybe to provide liquidity for SHIB in case we do have a lot of users, and your returns could be outsized. But I would go for the sure play, which is we know Hex for sure is going to be used, and I think some really cool things are going to happen at the fork for Hex. So I don't think you should destroy your opportunity for ROI by going all in on SHIB and getting all the copies. But this is financial opinion, not financial advice. And I barely graduated high school, so you shouldn't listen to me. None of your business. Bought Hex in the last dip, about 12.5. We'll do it again if it hits again. Just do it every week regardless. Doesn't matter. All right. Cheers are to RFR. Man. Rag fam riches. Rag 2 riches. If I'm buying USDC on KuCoin, am I getting ripped? If I'm buying USDC on KuCoin, am I getting ripped off? I have no idea. You need to re-ask your question. Restate your question for me. Reagan says, BitBoy's a clown. Rags should challenge him in single combat, take his viewers, teach him the ways of Hex. Yeah, challenge. I think he's pretty small, man. I don't know if I would like to do that. I mean, that would be brutal. But I always thought it would be interesting to like fight wars with leaders. Just take your best instructors of each country and teach your leader how to fight, and then it's just like Mortal Kombat, like the old days. It's a lot to lose, though. Don't kid yourself. We are not uncorrelated from Bitcoin yet. I think in the future we may become, but right now we are correlated like everyone else. I agree. The bottom will be when Pulse launches. Then it will lead the next bull run. I have no doubt in my mind that that's the case. I love that. BitBoy said we don't need any more L1s in reference to the market crash. We don't need any more L1s. That's interesting. Well, obviously we do. We got problems. We got solutions. We got problems we need to fix. So we're making solutions for them. L1 solutions. There's absolutely no way you could convince me this PLSS launch isn't being strategically launched at the bottom. I mean, it's certainly, I mean, it seems that way. It seems that way. But I will say that software does take a long time to develop. This might just be divine intervention here. What do you guys think? Richard, you believe in God, man? You believe in divine intervention here? I hope so, because that's what he's giving you right now, Richard. Bitboy says we don't need a layer one. I don't believe him. His ETH bags are too large. Is he afraid? Watch him around the blockchain. I don't agree with Bitboy at all. Yeah, I don't. Why would he say that? That makes no sense. Makes no sense. Right? Is that stupid or is that just me? Right? We don't need any new cars. We don't need any different types of tools. If a design is broken, you're saying that we don't need to try to fix the design? Is that what you're saying, Bitboy? That makes no sense. We fix problems. There's damage and then there's scars and you repair it and you move on. You just keep moving on and adapting. Hexcat says, restate your question in the form of a pun. I'm watching this market since 2013. I find this hilarious. The same stuff repeating itself. All the weaklings fold and sell off only to be left crying years later for not holding. Also buy the dip. So true. So true. So true. Feels so good to have the confidence. The confidence of experience is unparalleled. And it cannot be bought. You have to go through it. Some people are smart enough to listen to guys who've been around. Unfortunately, in this crew, we don't have people charging an arm and a leg for any type of information. That's what I like. The USDC question, I mean, fee-wise, is there a cheaper way to buy USDC? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what KuCoin fees are. I have no clue. But I would use a wallet that you own the keys to and swap from there. Matcha.xyz. You can go to, Uniswap. You go to a variety of different places. 1inch.io, like 1inch as well. You can just swap directly in your wallet and not have to middleman D. Yeah. I want to buy every week, but gas fees are bad. Come on, Pulse. Bitboy comments are from a scarcity mindset. If he said that, I got to have context. I need to see context with that. I'm not going to make a comment on that anymore. Shouldn't have made a comment earlier. I don't think the reversal in the market happens until an American BTC spot ETF is approved. Then the big money, hedge funds, pension funds will bring the big money. Well, I mean, there's something also to be said about market sentiment. And it's not beautiful right now. It's not beautiful. It's not beautiful because of the Fed. The funny thing is the market is doing the Fed's job right now. The market is burning the forest floor. And that's what's happening. So I think we need to get to a point of some sort of stability so then the Fed can restart the cycle of rug pulling us over the next 10 years. Because that's what's happening and nobody wants to tackle the problem. I did Bitboy just like I will with you at the end of this video. Thumbs down and unfollow. Thank you so much, Josh. I appreciate that. I commented that he's a hypocrite. We don't need new layer ones, yet he sacked for PLS. That's a good point. Bug says, I'm always hearing bad things about Bitboy. Well, Bitboy has onboarded lots and lots and hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people to crypto. And his tune has been changing. I think he's been humbled. He's been humbled by being embarrassed so many times. People being so upset with him. And I think he might have a mentor in Richard unofficially. I would not be surprised if they talk on a semi-regular basis. It would not surprise me. I'm convinced Bitboy, Banter, etc. work in the benefit of exchanges. Well, that's how they make their money. Absolutely. I remember an ad that Bitboy used to run all the time for some exchange. Was it what's the margin trading exchange? The big one that's in like, shoot, it's the biggest one out there. You guys know what it is. My jokes aren't landing today. I'll go buy some BTC and cry. Landing, like I'm not giving them attention. BNB is Chinese. Ethereum is Russia. Anthony Munoz, what's up, man? I've only been in crypto since the beginning of 2021, but this Hex community has really gave me the confidence to have a long-term view. Bro, guys, +1 for Anthony Munoz. Can you imagine what it would have been like for you if you got into crypto into this community? Oh my gosh. I'd own half of the freaking Eastern Seaboard by now. Richard Hart is streaming from a castle while Michael Saylor is streaming from a homeless encampment. He's got a little bit further to go before he gets margin called. I don't think we should talk smack about BitBoy or any other influencer that are not talking bad about us. Let the community that leads by our product straight. Yeah, like, I mean, I think that he's turning a corner, man. And I've said that for probably about 6 months now. A lot of people rip me for it. Yeah, buy Bit. Bad listeners, Dougie Peach. BitBoy looked disgusting. His blue shirt, nipples protruding, very disrespectful. Chad D to the power of 7. Thank you for that. All right. Is it silly to wait for the dip to deepen before buying? Yes, it's silly. Just keep buying. Set a plan up. Buy regularly. That way you don't have to time anything. Now, ultimately, will your returns be more? I don't know, but you certainly aren't going to do anything to nuke yourself. Buy Bit, buy Bit, buy Bit. Yeah, BitBoy just stated we only need 500 coins in total and no more layer 1s. Even though he sacked 100K for PulseX, somebody... Oh, gosh. You guys are going to make me watch this. Yeah, DCA is the way. Dollar cost average. I've got videos about DCAing for dummies. If you guys need to check that out, you can Google it anywhere. There's tons and tons of good content on that. But overall, folks, here's the message for today. We're good. We're really, really good. Hex is good right now. Even if Hex were to drop to 8 cents or 7 cents, then we fork and then it splits and we got 3 cents. I don't think that's going to happen at all. But even if we did, it doesn't matter right now because we're in the midst of an awesome bear market. Bear markets are the time that people make massive amounts of money. Massive amounts of money. Cot G says if Rags can DCA, anyone can. It's that simple, man. Even a caveman can do it. Listen to Rags and pump my bags. Yeah, I mean, you could go that route. It's whatever. But guys, this is where you make money. Tell your stupid uncle who's the accountant who knows everything about Bitcoin. This is when he makes money. He's probably going to sell. He's probably going to hold on to it. He's probably going to freak out. Don't do it. Just keep accumulating. Keep adding to your position. Certainly in Hex, you can do that right now. You can get your copies. Pulsechain's about to launch. We're going to look back on this stream. It's just going to be like, dude, we called it. We all called it. It wasn't Rags. We just know what's going to happen here. We've got the community, right? We're only as strong as our weakest link. We got some strong links, folks. We're all together in this, and we're going to push this thing forward. Freaking together, man. King Crank. Yo, Rags, I caught you live. Rags, your room is on fire. You know what? Let's see here. What do we want to do? We'll do this. How about this one? You guys like this? Bitcoin, where are you? Where are you, Bitcoin? Bitcoin's out there getting wrecked. Where are you at? We got to find you. You got to come save us, Bitcoin. Poor guys. Poor guys. I'm getting delirious over here, folks. All right. System notes. Remember when people were waiting for BTC to drop to 3K before buying? Some are still waiting and missed their chance. Guys, I'm telling you, man, like all the people that matter right now with the big money and the big wallets, they're buying up all crypto right now. They're pushing out all the dumbasses out of the market, all the retail traders, all the speculators, and they're cornering the market. They're just buying up supply, buying up more and more and more because they have to make a product that's worth people investing in, and it can't be that volatile. So if they have control over it, if the big institutions, the banks and stuff have control over this, it's going to be a steady product. Or at the very least, they can control the volatility. They can trigger things to make things happen. That's what they want. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all over the world, if you enjoyed this, please thumbs down. Do not like. Do not comment. Do not subscribe. Terrafin, I don't like you. Cot G, definitely don't like you. And you know what? I'm going to give Chad D to the power of 7 a shout out today too. You guys have a horrible evening, and I'll see you in the morning for my morning banter on the porch. Goodbye.